ourselves on the exit road today. Great weather. We're here, reunited. The GTR needs some TLC because it's misfiring. So Thanksgiving activity is to change the ignition coils and the spark plugs. And we'll see how it runs later. Nice. Still starts. It's a little rough though, the idle, so we'll see how that works. That line over here comes and goes sometimes. I don't know why it does that. Food first. The car's gonna have to wait a little bit. Checked in my bag. I think they open it up to check what's inside. What you get if they go in your bag and search your stuff. But thankfully, there's no items removed because it's just tools. Might look a little suspicious on X-ray, but here it is. A couple parts, spark plugs, ignition coils. Got a spare oil filter just in case. Step one, you get a hex key or Allen key. I don't know what size this is because that doesn't say, but we'll figure it out whenever. You take these screws off. And then I think there's 10 of them that runs down this straight. So take those off. So after removing all these screws, you have to like disconnect the grounding wire, and there's 2 more screws back here. And a way to get that off, it's an 8mm screw to take off the grounding wire screw so I can, release the cover from that. Oh, almost lost that. I don't know what this thing is. And then you are free to remove the top cover. And here you're exposed to all the ignition coils. Okay, so that's supposed to connect there. You just press on that and then it comes off. So you gotta do that to all 6 of them over here. And then you release these, I think 8mm screws, and out comes the ignition coil. After removing these 2 screws from the ignition coil over here, one here and one here, you just pull it out. So this is what the old one looks like. You can see here, the one on the right just came out the car, and then the one on the left is the new one that I just bought. Same part numbers, which is good. Those go into spark plugs. Might as well change the spark plugs while I'm at it over here. Right there. I think it's been, 20,000 kilometers or so. So now all the ignition coils are out, all 6 of them. It's time for the spark plugs. Let's get some new spark plugs out. I'll picture that better in my head. That's what they look like. So these are like the new ones, they're the same model. And these are the old ones. The car is misfiring, so all 6 cylinders are out. Coils are out. Cylinder 3 is really clean, but the rest are all sooty. I have a feeling that this one's broken or something. Over here, the first 3 are in, 3 more to go. Right now we have 1 and 6 in. This is kind of a pain in the ass because it's all the way in the back. 4 more to go. So now that everything is in and tightened, we're gonna do a little startup and see what it sounds like or how the car performs before closing it up. Prime it a little bit and we're just gonna listen to it. Let's go to the back and hear the exhaust. It sounds better than last time. I think it was like fluttering last time, which didn't sound good, and it was like vibrating as well. So far so good. We'll let the cold start sequence do its thing, and we'll listen to it in like a minute or so. Right now, we're gonna take this cover and put it back on there to cover it up like that, which means we gotta screw that thing in the back and close up all these holes with the hexes. Alright, so that's in, that one screw there, one screw underneath there, and another back here. Those are 8mm screws. Okay, the final pieces are these hexes. You screw them in slowly. Well, this is what I'm doing. I'm sure there's a faster way. So I'm going to do a little quick run through of the tools I used and the parts I used for this spark plug and ignition coil change. So the ignition coil is the original ignition coil. That's the part number if you need it. This is for the RB26 Series 2 engine. And how you know it's a Series 2 engine is if you look in the back over here, there's this little thing back here. So Series 1 doesn't have this apparently, according to one of my good friends. And for the spark plugs, I use the NGKs, the BKR7E 4644s. The ones that came out, I think, have maybe 25,000 kilometers on them. Drove them to Banff, back to Toronto and LA, car week and all that. You know, it's all really good. So now I think the ignition coil died. One of them died, so I just replaced everything altogether. So for tools, I have a 3/8 ratchet with 2 extensions because this gets in the way. I don't want to take that off. That rubber tube also gets in the way, so having the extension helps with cylinders 5 and 6. This is an 8mm for the Series 2 engine things in the back, and the screws holding the ignition coils in place. These screws, those are 8mm. They also have a Phillips head on them, so it's handy to have like a Phillips head screwdriver. Probably get one a little longer than this because this is a little short. I had to fly in the plane with this. I wasn't allowed any longer ones. For the spark plug socket, this is a 5/8. If you Google that, the specs on the website, you'll see it. So this fits on here, and sometimes, you know, I double end this, you know, to get a better reach like that. And for the Allen key, that's used for these screws. I think there's 2, 4, 8, 6. There's actually 10 of them. There's 2 more back there, like back here, but my friend broke off that piece, so I guess I only have 8 now. That's fine. This is a 4mm Allen key. So you got 4mm, 8mm, 5/8 for the spark plug, Phillips, and these are all 3/8 drive, which are like pretty good. Gonna do a little run through. So first, you take out all these screws with the Allen key, and then you go back here. You don't have to unplug this, just use your 8mm or Phillips to remove these 3 screws. Take this out, push it to the back, remove this cover, and then when you get inside, you're gonna use a Phillips or 8mm to remove 2 screws from each ignition coil. Once those 2 screws are out, you just pop off the ignition coil and get to your spark plug. Then you plug in your 5/8 spark plug wrench and just ratchet those out, put them back in, torque it, do what you gotta do, and reverse all the steps to put it back like this. Now that all the parts are out, I've arranged these from cylinders 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1 being the most forward to me, and then 6 being on the one that's all the way back. The car was misfiring a little bit since December when I was here for Luft, and you know, I didn't think I was gonna come down this week, but here I am. Anyway, looking at these, they all smell like gasoline. I'm no expert or mechanic technician here, so I don't know much, but spark plugs usually look like this when I take them out. And for cylinder 3, it's a little too shiny, so I'm assuming that this coil wasn't working and it's not getting fuel or something. So these are like, you know, more burnt than this one. That's what I think. But after changing, you know, all the coils and all the plugs, start the car up, cold start and all that, a couple minutes later, the car runs pretty smooth, so we'll figure it out. I think that fixed the problem. Otherwise, I don't know what to do with it. I hear my friend. It sounds like he brought the GT3. Oh, there he is. Bring the Q5, he says. Nice Q5. All right, we're gonna take this for a road test. before I put it away. Just gonna rip it down the street and see what it says. Smooth, 4,000. It's doing pretty well. Well, the engine's still a little cold, so we'll stay below 3,000. I think, what's that sound? I think it was misfiring at like in the lower RPMs when I was here in October. Oh, bump. I'm going so slow and it's still scraping. Let's go to 4th. It's pretty good. Nice. Alright, decent. Road test successful. Now we're gonna put it away until whenever I come back or when Samantha takes it out. GT3, my favorite. Boba. You know what this means? Tunnel. Here we go. There are cops? No cops. Not a cop, we're good. Flali. So my friend said we were gonna go get Chinese food. And I wasn't expecting this kind of Chinese food. Just look at the decorations. What the heck? Look at this garage. These are sick. I think that's blue electrical and Gucci inspired Pista 6-spec. Alright, at first glance you might think this is black, but if you look closely, that's not black. Green on tan spec. Okay, let's go over here. Look at that green. That's actually sick. Another green car. What's going on here? So this guy came 10 minutes ago. He left and left his lights on. Knowing that it's a Ferrari, the battery's gonna be dead by the time he gets back. So, good luck. Doing pretty well. Oh, bump.